Real Madrid, one of the most successful and iconic football clubs in the world, boasts a history steeped in triumph, controversy, and legendary players. With an unrivaled haul of trophies, Real Madrid has dominated both Spanish and European football for decades. This journey through the history of Real Madrid highlights the evolution of the club from its humble beginnings to becoming a global powerhouse. Founding and early years, 1902-1920. Real Madrid was founded on March 6, 1902, as Madrid Football Club by a group of Spanish students and enthusiasts led by Julián Palacios. The club's origins can be traced back to 1897, when football first made its way to Madrid via the British expats working in Spain. Early games were played without formal competitions, but this changed with the creation of official tournaments and leagues. In 1905, Real Madrid won its first major trophy, the Copa del Rey, which was the premier competition in Spain at the time. The club's early successes laid the foundation for its reputation as a serious contender in Spanish football. In 1920, King Alfonso XII granted the club the title Real, meaning royal, and it became known as Real Madrid Club de Fútbol. Key figures: Julián Palacios, the man credited with helping form the initial football clubs in Madrid, which would evolve into Real Madrid. Juan Padros played a pivotal role as the first president of the club in its official form. The establishment of La Liga and early dominance, 1920s, 1940s. In 1929, Spanish football introduced the La Liga, the country's national football league. Real Madrid was one of the founding members. The club's first La Liga title came in 1932, and they followed it up with another in 1933, cementing their place as a top force in Spanish football. This period, however, was also marked by Spain's political turmoil, including the Spanish Civil War, 1936 to 1939, which affected the country's sporting life. Despite the difficult conditions, Real Madrid began to solidify itself as a club of national importance. Key figures: Santiago Bernabeu, a key figure during the club's post-war revival. He joined the club as a player in the 1910s and later became its most influential president in 1943. The Santiago Bernabao era and European glory, 1940s, 1970s. One of the most pivotal periods in Real Madrid's history began when Santiago Bernabao was appointed as president in 1943. His visionary leadership transformed Real Madrid from a strong national team to a global football icon. Bernabeu initiated the construction of the famous Estadio Santiago Bernabeu in 1947, one of the most iconic stadiums in world football. Under his guidance, Real Madrid focused on attracting top talents from across the world, setting the stage for European dominance. European Cup success, 1950s, 1960s. In 1955, the European Cup, now the UEFA Champions League, was founded, and Real Madrid immediately stamped their authority on the competition. Between 1956 and 1960, Real Madrid won the first 5 editions of the European Cup, a feat unmatched to this day. Players like Alfredo Di Stefano, Ferenc Puskás, and Francisco Gento became synonymous with Madrid's dominance. Di Stefano, in particular, became a global icon and helped elevate Real Madrid's international reputation. Key figures: Alfredo Di Stefano, often regarded as one of the greatest footballers of all time, Di Stefano was the centerpiece of Real Madrid's European success. Ferenc Puskás, another legendary player who contributed to the club's European and domestic success. Francisco Gento, the only player to win 6 European Cups, Gento became a symbol of Madrid's European dominance. Post-Bernabeu challenges and rebuilding, 1970s, 1990s. The 1970s saw Real Madrid face challenges, particularly after the death of Santiago Bernabeu in 1978. The club struggled to maintain its European dominance but remained a strong force in Spanish football, winning multiple La Liga titles. The late 1970s and early 1980s also saw the rise of Quinta del Buitre, a generation of homegrown players who led the club to more success. Quinta del Buitre. The term refers to 5 Real Madrid players from the youth academy who dominated Spanish football in the 1980s. Emilio Butragueño, Manolo Sanchez, Miguel Pardiza, Rafael Martin Vizquez, and Michael. They helped Madrid win 5 consecutive La Liga titles between 1986 and 1990. Despite domestic success, European glory eluded Madrid during this period. However, the 1990s ushered in a new era. with the club winning the UEFA Champions League in 1998 after a 32-year drought. Key figures: Emilio Butragueño, the face of the Cuenta del Buitre and a symbol of Real Madrid's domestic dominance in the 1980s. Raúl González. Emerging in the 1990s, Raúl became one of the greatest players in Real Madrid's history. The Galacticos era and global expansion, 2000s. In 2000, Florentino Perez became president of Real Madrid and introduced the Galacticos policy. His strategy was to sign one world-class superstar every summer, transforming the club into a global brand. This period saw the arrivals of players like Luis Figo, Zinedine Zidane, Ronaldo Nazario, and David Beckham. The Galacticos era helped Real Madrid win multiple trophies, including the Champions League in 2002, thanks to Zidane's famous volley in the final against Bayer Leverkusen. However, the team's lack of balance eventually led to on-field struggles. Key figures: Zinedine Zidane. His goal in the 2002 Champions League final is considered one of the greatest in football history. Ronaldo Nazario, one of the most talented strikers of his generation, Ronaldo played a key role during the Galacticos era. The Cristiano Ronaldo era and unprecedented Champions League dominance, 2009-2018. In 2009, Florentino Perez returned as president and set the club on another path to success. This time, the marquee signing was Cristiano Ronaldo, one of the greatest players in football history. With Ronaldo leading the attack, Real Madrid embarked on a period of unprecedented dominance in Europe. Under the management of Zinedine Zidane, Real Madrid won 3 consecutive Champions League titles between 2016 and 2018, a feat never before accomplished in the modern era. Ronaldo became the club's all-time top scorer, and his partnership with players like Luka Modric, Sergio Ramos, and Karim Benzema was key to Madrid's success. Key figures: Cristiano Ronaldo, Real Madrid's all-time leading scorer, with 450 goals. Ronaldo was the focal point of their European dominance. Sergio Ramos, the captain who led Madrid through many of their European triumphs, known for his leadership and clutch performances. Zinedine Zidane. After his legendary playing career, Zidane returned as manager and led Real Madrid to unprecedented European success. Post-Ronaldo era and continued success, 2018-present. After Cristiano Ronaldo's departure to Juventus in 2018, many questioned whether Real Madrid could continue their success. However, under Zidane and later managers like Carlo Ancelotti, the club continued to win trophies. Real Madrid won La Liga in 2020 and added another Champions League title in 2022, bringing their total tally to a record 14 European Cups. With new stars like Vinicius Jr. and Rodrigo, Real Madrid continues to balance youth development with marquee signings, ensuring their place at the top of world football. Key figures: Karim Benzema. Stepping up as the team's leader post-Ronaldo, Benzema played a crucial role in Real Madrid's recent successes. Vinicius Jr. The Brazilian forward has become one of the club's most important players, contributing to their recent La Liga and Champions League titles. Conclusion: from its humble beginnings in 1902 to becoming a global football powerhouse, Real Madrid's history is defined by an insatiable hunger for success, a willingness to adapt, and a commitment to excellence. The club's 14 Champions League titles, numerous domestic trophies, and ability to attract the world's best players have solidified its place as one of the greatest football institutions in history. With a future as bright as its past, Real Madrid's legacy is far from finished.